Alright, so welcome back to my Groundforces videos, and I'm playing Groundforces, and Gaijin released this week, or previous week even, the Groundforces on the main server itself. So now we can play tanks on the server itself, and you don't need that nightly server anymore. But it's only a few hours per day. A few hours, I mean like 14 hours per day or something like that. So mostly they will be online on the European servers. And I had a lot of fun playing this kind of game mode. I love it. I mean, I told in the past in one of my first videos, like I think War Thunder is still under World of Tanks, but I think War Thunder is now getting a real big competition for Wargaming. Wargaming really have to improve their game, or otherwise War Thunder will easily overshoot it. Um, Also, maybe one of the keys that I love playing War Thunder more now than World of Tanks is because, well, I'm pretty good at Groundforces. It's not something to brag about, but just a lot of experience what I received by playing World of Tanks. In World of Tanks you also learn a lot before you play this game. By the way, for example, by sloping your armor. It's a really big thing. I bounced that shot thanks to that I angled my armor 45 degrees, and it's almost impenetrable for the T-34 there. Also, you have to know where to aim. You have to have a little, you have to have an understanding where all the bigger equipment of the tank is, like for example the radiator or the engine or the ammo rack. If you can set the ammo rack or the engine on fire, it's a one shot, one kill. Otherwise, it will probably take around two to three shots to kill a tank. I set up a little forum article where I explained a few tips what you can use in Groundforces, and I want to talk about that now. And I'll tell you a few tips what you can use in your Groundforces matches. So here's some tips for a better strategy in making more kills for newbies. Aim for the viewports in the hull, engine at the back of the tank, or ammo rack at the back of the turret. This is something what I learned from playing World of Tanks. If you are looking for weak spots, the viewports in the hull are mostly the least armored targets of the tank. Thanks to that, it will almost be a guarantee hit. If you want to penetrate a tire or a KV-1, I'd suggest to shoot at those ports there. Also shoot at the engine, like what I'm doing here to that AFK T-34. Shooting at the engine is almost a one shot, one kill mostly, because you will set them on fire or it will blow up. Also, shooting at the ammo rack is a must. The ammo rack mostly is located in the back of the tank, and if you at the back of the turret, and if you can penetrate the ammo rack, it will explode and the whole tank will explode. You notice that by a big flame coming out the cupola of the tank. What doesn't work anymore is shooting at the driver's hatch. So that's that little viewport on top of the turret. That doesn't work anymore. It's not a weak spot in War Thunder, but looking for the accuracy of in historical mode, I mean, well, looking at the viewports. If you shoot the viewports, they will probably don't see anything anymore, but it's not like it's going to penetrate any major equipment of the tank or something like that. And this, oh baby, look at this, 3 kills just laying in front of me. I've had the whole day when I was playing tanks on the Groundforces servers. I had a whole day of good games. Unfortunately, just when I started to record, I thought like, it's going so easily, I'm going to record. It just stopped. So I only have 2 games for you to show, and the rest of the games will be some flying in my BF-109. Anyway, try to outflank your enemy. That 2 minutes extra driving really pays off after you just shot 5 enemy tanks in the ass. What I want to say about this is don't camp. Please keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving is the key to victory. I see a lot of YouTubers on YouTube. They play Groundforces, they get the tank out. See what I just did to the KV-1. I shot for the driver's hatch there. I mean the viewport in the hull. That's where the weak spot is of the KV-1. So I see a lot of YouTubers just standing still. They are not doing. They aren't doing shit. they are just standing there doing nothing. They just camp in a bush and wait for enemy tanks to drive by. No, this is not a good thing. Don't do this. If you keep moving, like for example, even in realistic mode, I play a lot of realistic mode in Groundforces because I think it's much more fun than playing arcade. Also because I played Battlefield in the past, and with Battlefield you learn a little bit over ballistic shells. In Wall of Tanks you do not have the problem because it's already calculated, except if you're playing artillery. But the ballistic shells means that if you shoot a shell out of your gun, of course by gravity it will drop, and you have to aim a little bit above or below the tank. Depends on the wind speed and the amount of range where you are shooting from. Now this is what I learned from Battlefield, and to be honest, in arcade they already tell you where to shoot from a particular range, but I don't really need it because I'm already used to it by playing Battlefield. So now I'm playing just realistic mode, because with realistic battles you earn a lot more experience. But even with the realistic battles, sometimes you can choose 3 different kinds of tank, unless you're playing heavy tanks and you can only choose 1 tank. But if you're playing medium tanks, you can pick 2 tanks. If there's someone camping, I know exactly where you are, and I will outflank you and I will kill you, and you are dead. So don't do that shit, people. Don't do it. Always be on the move. If you can outflank an enemy, even though it looks very difficult what I'm saying now, if you can outflank a tank, that means that you have the ability to shoot at all the different kinds of equipment of the tank. Like for example, you have plenty of time to aim for its engine, and mostly it's a one shot, one kill. Please people, do this. Outflank an enemy. It's not that much work. Don't camp. Please don't camp. Camping is the stupidest thing what you can do in this kind of game. Look at the vehicle stats in the garage and study them, so you know where you're facing. So you know who you're facing and how to kill them. This is kind of the same as in Wall of Tanks, where you have to, like for example, there's an M103 passing me. I know that I can't penetrate its hull armor. I know that I can't penetrate its turret armor, so I'm shooting at the lower hull. Now this is kinda the same in War Thunder. I'd suggest really to check out their armor and try to at least study a little bit by watching other people's videos or mine videos, so at least know where the engines are located, because with some tanks the engines are located in the middle of the tank, or even sometimes in the front of the tank. But this is what you must know though. You have to have a little bit, like for example, if I'm playing a Spitfire, I know that I can outturn a BF-109. If I'm playing a BF-109, I know that I'm much faster than a Spitfire. Now these are the kinds of things that you have to learn before you are actually getting good at this. The next thing that I already told us, don't camp. Keep moving is the key to victory. Flank them, turn on them. Makes you superior, and it's much more fun than staying at the back for someone to finally drive by. It is more fun to actually drive. I've had a lot of World of Tanks games where I just stood in the bush and you can't move because they're waiting for you and we are waiting for them, so nobody is moving because it's just suicide. No, this kind of problem you do not have in War Thunder, because you do not have that stupid spotting system of World of Tanks, where you need to be in a particular range to actually see the tank. You can still see the tank from a particular range in War Thunder, but once if it enters like the 500-meter distance, it will also blink on the minimap, but you always can see the tank, even from 2000 meters of range. This is a very good thing, I must say. There should be an option though for wargaming to implant it also. So be at higher grounds. The tank's weakest armor is beneath and up the top of the tank. It's easier shooting tanks from a hill than beneath the hill. One of my first games what I played in the test server, on the nightly server, where I think it even got on YouTube, where I played, I think, a Panzer aus F, I think. And I just killed a KV-1. How? I was higher than him and I shot at its engine, but on the top of the tank. I was higher than him and I have an easy shot on top of the tank. So I just chopped through the top of the tank. I don't know what the exactly word it is in English, and I hit his engine, but there's no armor on the top of the tank, so it was an easy kill. And I just killed a KV-1, what are the beasts of tier 1, I must say. And use artillery. I think this is amazing to use artillery. This is such a good option, but it's only available for light tanks and medium tanks, not for tank destroyer nor heavy tanks. Those heavy tanks, like for example, there's someone camping and you can't shoot him because he's with the turret behind a rock or something like that, and he's just sitting there and doing nothing. What I do is I press 5, I get my artillery up, place it. He doesn't seem to notice that artillery is on his position, and I kill him. Unfortunately, I do not have any gameplay of this, because I recorded very late during my gameplays. I only recorded because I got such a good games. Unfortunately, it stopped after two matches, but you can see. So this is it. I hope you liked the video. Mostly I ended up in the top 3 players of the whole team. Also I think I have a like 70% win rate or something like that. But I must say that the Germans are much better than the Russians. I don't know how I can explain it, but I just like the Germans more than the Russians. Maybe it's me, but I do also see in queues that there are much more, like the Russians are outnumbers by 3 to 1. Because there's so many people who want to play German. Also, I have no the Dire H final research, but that doesn't have a good gameplay in it because the Dire H it has very good armor, but the turret ring always gets stuck. Always. If they take one shot at me and my turret ring gets stuck, well, it's my turret ring is stuck. So I don't have the parts and the automatic repair unlocked, so I can't repair myself. Anyway, I'm going to end this video because normally I wanted to do like only 6 minutes. If there's something I forgot, or if you have a tip by yourself, please place it in the comments below, and let's all make ourselves better at this game. And maybe I'll see you next time. So that's it, and I'm Fall, and I'm out. Bye.